Harrison School District 2 Board of Education meeting for March 17th to order. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll?
Ms. Gonzalez.
Here.
Ms. Lee. Here. Mrs. Longmire.
Here.
Mr. Siebert.
Here.
Mrs. Torres.
Here.
Ms. Thompson. Ms. Wright.
Yay, we have our interns here tonight. Again, I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening. Members of the public who are here who desire to address the board on any topic related to board work must sign in the roster in the back of the room before 6:30. And we will move on to our Pledge of Allegiance and mission statement. We have some students from Soaring Eagles Elementary School here this evening who we're so happy to see here. For our Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to ask Tucker Gideon and Tomas Valenzuela to come up and say our Pledge of Allegiance for us. Tucker and Tomas. All right. Oh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. Thank you. That was Tucker, and now Tomas is going to come up and read our mission statement.
Our district mission is graduate college and career-ready students with knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors to personally succeed and contribute to the common good.
Good job. So much. And come on back up here, guys. We have Ms. Lee who has some certificates for you. Great job. So our next item on our agenda is item number 2, adopt the agenda. Have you all had a chance to review tonight's agenda?
Yes.
I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda potentially with some changes.
Yes, President Gonzalez, I would move to table the review of the results policy from the board consent agenda to next month.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. Ms. Torres seconded. Any discussion? No? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So we will move item 9.3 to the April agenda and hear those results reports then. The next item on the agenda is item number 3, showcasing schools, the best part of any of our agendas. We have Kelly O'Neill, principal of Soaring Eagles Elementary School here, as well as a number of members of her team. Welcome. Yay. I think you need to be at a, there you go. Ella will get us, yes, because we record and broadcast, so we want everybody to be able to hear you. Oh, we can hear it. It sounds like it's on. Oh, it's getting ready to go. Okay. Oh, look, she was prepared.
Yes, it didn't clock it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education. Thank you for having us this evening. Tonight I have with me Jen Locke, one of my halftime assistant principals, Ken Easton, halftime assistant principal literacy coach, and Opal Bentley, who put together our video presentation in this slideshow. So this evening, my assistant principals are going to present to you this evening. And then if you have questions of any of us, we're all available.
Hi, it's such a pleasure to be able to present our school that we're so proud of tonight. I'd like to first show the district mission, possible 2017 statement. It is a statement and a mission that we are definitely proud of and follow to a T. As well as our Soaring Eagles mission that reflects the district's mission. So the demographics of our school, we are about 536 in a given day, K-5 students. Our free and reduced is 62%. We're 20% white and 72% minority, and 40% being Hispanic, 14% black, and 13% others. We have 84 ELO students, boys and girls club before and after school, and a GT program / accelerated in our building. We have one classroom per grade level for our accelerated program. Our composition at Soaring Eagles is that we are 13% GT or accelerated. Actually, that's 13% identified. One of the misnomers about our school is that we're a large GT population for our school, and that's by 13%. That is just not how it really is. 3% of our GT students are from our area sister schools, and of the 75 GT students that we have in our building, there's actually an equal distribution between our and grade. We are 5% special education. Here's a slide that just depicts the number of GTs identified students in our building. Out of district, we have 29. Zone for Soaring Eagles is 29. And that number of 29 reflects that we are very good at Soaring Eagles at identifying our students. And then we have 17 GT kids from our sister schools and those.
Can I just interrupt you real quick?
Sure.
When you say from sister schools, does that mean that that's their neighborhood schools, or that they've moved there from those other schools?
It's our neighborhood schools.
It's their it's
Their
where they
home
would
school
go
is
to.
listed.
Got
here.
it. Got it.
They
Okay.
come to us for our GT program.
Yeah. Thanks.
Now this slide depicts the subject area for which kids can be identified gifted. Just because a kid is identified in one area doesn't mean they're gifted in all areas. So when you see the asterisk down at the bottom, once again those numbers are reflective of the last slide. So one reason we put this slide up is so that you can see just because a kid is identified in a quantitative area, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily they're just not gifted and talented throughout the entire day. So they could do very well in reading and then struggle in math, or vice versa. So this is our CBM data. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. The box shows that it's the elementary schools, and then the oval shows that it's our school. CBM writing and our reading. So we've been very proactive, not very reactive. Some of the things that we started doing was that in 2013 we started studying up on CART and the Common Core. What would be the expectations for CART? We increased the number of we increased the computer skills and the typing training that we had for our students, making sure that K3 students started getting actual typing skills, not just learning how to work on a computer, but actual typing skills. We purchased a Common Core library that our teachers use on a regular basis to draw information from. We had math talks put on by Cheryl Hobbs to allow kids to learn how to speak math vocabulary and for the teachers to get math language out of them. We had Socratic seminar training, which we use in several of our classrooms. We adopted a program called Engage New York, and that is a math program that we use throughout the building K-5. We aligned our math calendars to Common Core. we added an additional math and writing computer lab into our building, which means that now we have 2 complete labs in 4th grade and 2 complete labs in 5th grade, as well as a computer lab, and then what we call our success maker lab. So that's 6 complete labs that we can use in the field. And then we also adopted a new computerized math program that levels each student wherever they're at to meet their needs. With our park data, we wanted to show you what our state rankings were this year in park. We did very well and we're very proud of it. For 3rd grade, we ended up ranking in math and ELA in the 97th percentile across the state. In 4th grade, we were 82nd and 97th percentile. And in 5th grade, we were 54 and 55th. So here's our park data for 3rd grade. So. Things that I want to touch on real quick before I hand the mic over to Ms. Locke is that in our building we have a concentration of GT kids, but we also are very good at raising our struggling readers and our just regular level reader students up to a higher level. Through our RTI program and our flooding schedule, we are able to meet the needs individually in the classrooms. So that is another area in our building.
Could I just interrupt you real quick? There was a slide that you had there at the beginning after your park data slide that we don't have in our packets. And that one, there you go. You were inspired, yeah. And so I'm just noticing here, so the difference between 4th and 5th grade is pretty dramatic. What does that look like?
We knew that we had an issue with our 5th grade. We weren't surprised by the data.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
As a group, that group of students have been a little bit lower. We did, we met their needs as we could through RTI. What it is.
Got it. And so those results have kind of tracked that group through their experience there at Soaring Eagles.
Since
Yeah.
kindergarten, yes.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
It had a high level of special education students in the class also.
Yep, there you go.
The SPF, of course, is not really an SPF, so they call it, I think, like a data sheet now from the state. And so this was just given to us like last week. So this is kind of new data for us as well. I don't know
Okay.
that any schools have it, but it is out on the state web.
Oh,
Good job.
okay. Great. Thank you.
All right, good evening. I'm going to start with our CMAS data. This was our social studies CMAS data from last year. Oh, and the year before, so we're really proud of last year. And then we have science data from the 2 previous years as well. All right, the High Achievers Grant. This is something that we're actually really proud of. The state, a couple of years ago, looked at every school in the state of Colorado and was looking for schools that were really doing well in areas of students with IEPs, students with who were minorities, and then students with ELL students. And what you'll see is that when they looked at the entire state, 5 schools came out on top in terms of people who were closing the achievement gap with those 3 subcategories, and we were one of them. So if you look at this graph, we are the blue one in all those areas, and then the red line is the state for only elementary, and then the blue line is the state total. So this is our math. So these are kind of the highlights that we've had for the last few years. In 2009, we were Blue Ribbon. We won Title I School of the Year. We had a Milken Award winner at our school, Miss Oleg. Then we received the High Achievers Grant, and then we were just told about a month ago that we were nominated for a second Blue Ribbon. So because of our philosophy, we are always motoring forward. So what we're doing now is we're partnering with the state, and basically that came about from the High Achievers Grant, where now the state is sending schools that are underachieving to our school. We've had about 1 a week since February. I think it's when it's really ramped up. Oh no, we've had it, yeah. We've had it for actually a lot of the school year. So they bring a group of people from a particular school down, and then someone from the state comes too, and then they go through our building and they sit down and they talk about our systems. They see instruction in our building. We partnered with Centennial this year. We learned about the swivel, which we'll show you about in just a second. We've done PLC planning with them, a lot of sharing of resources. And then one thing that we're particularly proud of that we've done for a really long time is we're beefing up our video library. And our video library is actually our own staff, our teachers, doing their best, working at their craft, showing a particular strategy, or just being amazing in the classroom. So that's what we've been beefing up this year. And then finally, one area that we're also really proud of is partnering with the universities in terms of getting student teachers so we can mold and grow them and then hopefully get them to stay in our building and district. And then here's our video. In the video, you'll see our technology, you'll see PLCs, you'll see our data meetings, you'll see Socratic seminars, our swivel. You'll see the swivel in just a second.
But she deserves it. And I just wanted you to know that the last slide that you saw was actually a real rainbow. We did not doctor it. But one of our family members took the picture and let us use it.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions?
Not a question, a comment. We've seen Miss O'Neill kiss a pig. We've seen Seymour wrestling. Obviously, great motivators for the children.
What's
What's next?
Did you have a map? When you fell, did you have a map in front of you? Oh.
Is it a workers?
I tried to talk to them to get wrapped up in a good book to bring in snakes, and they said no. So there you go. You know who the killjoys are.
Steve, you have
Any ideas? We may have some ideas here.
So,
Have I used?
yeah, we'll come up with something.
Oh, okay.
We said we were willing to eat dog food. But snakes and spiders, not gonna happen.
No.
I'd have done that.
Okay.
I've seen people eat crickets before, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gross.
We'll have to put our creative juices together and figure out if we can come up with something crazy for Ms. O'Neill and her team to do. Any other questions?
Just comment, better you than me with all the worm and bug or whatever you're going to eat.
Just so you know, that pig was not washed. It came right from the pen. I picked it up from the pen, took it to school. It was not washed before you visited, and it tasted like dirt.
A pig.
Like pig. There you
Just
go.
like pig.
Well, I just want to add just how proud we are of you. We're proud of all of our schools, obviously, but you all have done so much work, especially not just in achieving the things that you've achieved, but sharing your achievements with others of our own schools in our own district and across the state, and that's really something to be proud of. So we thank you so much for all of your hard work, and please pass that along to all of your staff. Thanks.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda, we have item number 4, communicating with the public. And I saw Linda Weiss there sneak in the back. We have our fantastic, important partner, the Colorado Springs Conservatory. Founder and Chief Executive Officer Linda Weiss is here to talk to us about all of the conservatory's achievements. We would expect no less of you. Are you going to do a song and dance? Yes. Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Prouder than to stand up there yesterday in Edinburgh.
Great. And we have 2 new board members, 2 of our high school seniors. They're our board interns. Yes. Yes. I know. They're part of the team. So we have we're televising the meeting and recording it. So we're gonna have to ask you guys to use microphones, which I know most of you are probably very good and very experienced at. So
I know somebody that.
this evening.
Can I stop you for 1 second? I don't think the microphone's on. Is that on? It doesn't sound like it is. Is it? Okay. Sounds a little bit low. Now it's on. See, I know what I'm. Yeah. Okay.
Back to thank you.
Thank you.
So, I do want to just take a moment and give a shout out and an incredible amount of gratitude for you, Andre, and to my colleague Christine Lyon. for your continued support and trust and shared vision. I also want to give a shout out to Yvonne Padilla, Elizabeth, and Alice. And I feel like that collective group have worked both closely and remotely to ensure student success with this incredible partnership. The I think that the end, and Ginny will speak to this more, I think what we've been able to see is that with the Head Start program and with the Panorama and the focus of allowing and affording those students to have a conservatory experience at those, what we call those critical life moments. Kindergarten, you can't get them in kindergarten, 6th grade, and thanks to you all keeping them there 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, we now have a very concerted effort underway to scholarship as many of those Panorama students into the after-school program. And any donor that sits across the table from me knows I'm not kidding. And it's actually been an incredible conversation about affording them those opportunities. And it's been a blessing to have that conversation. So I'm just terribly grateful. I feel like I'm all speeched out. Christine was there yesterday. Yeah, it was a big one. But nothing made me prouder than to stand up in front of everyone and say that we are about community. And I mentioned Head Start. I mentioned Harrison School District, and that the impact of your continued trust. And it is almost blind faith. But I found a quote that Neville Goddard wrote. It says, "Faith does not question, faith knows." Do you know who Neville Goddard is? Yeah. It just really struck me because I feel like sometimes, when I watch these incredible charts and all the work that you all do in the classrooms, we can't do that. But what we can do is tell you that Caesar's going to take off his hat and show up to speak to you all. Because somewhere along the way, you afforded him the opportunity to walk into the conservatory and learn what it means to stand up in front of people and present and be confident and understand your place in the community. And so with that, I'm just going to actually ask Amber Merrick, the curriculum coordinator, just to say a few words. But thank you. Ginny has a lot more information along with Lewis and Thomas. So again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. We're really proud and excited to say that this year we have a record enrollment, and we are hoping to continue that. As Linda mentioned briefly, our goal is to get every 9th grade student that we possibly can. The 8th grade students that were in Panorama that go into 9th grade, we're hoping to capture all of those students and scholarship all of them into the after-school program. The mentors can attest that the 4 days a week has had such a huge impact. The results that we're seeing are truly miraculous. One student that I would like to point out is Gabriel Weber. He couldn't be here tonight, but he is right now a Panorama 7th grade student. He started our partnership last year in 6th grade, never playing the piano. And now he plays full Beethoven sonatas with ease and grace for community. He performs out in the community. He performed most recently for some of our national partners who did a site visit at the conservatory. And it's just phenomenal. And that was because Andre said, I want them studying one thing all year long, 4 days a week. So I know that the mentors can speak even more to the impact that has had, but it is truly remarkable. I also wanted to mention our summer programming plug. If any of you have students or children that you think would want to participate in any of our summer programming, we have a summer that's packed full of amazing opportunities. So please check out our website. Who's up next? Jenny Hill. Thank you.
So I'm going to be passing out some sheets, and of course I'm the data person, so I'm very excited, but I will keep it brief because I know you live in the world of data. So what you're going to get is the logic theory model that we have created for the Harrison School District Partner Program. And that basically starts at all the inputs and it goes all the way to the long-term impact of what we hope to do and what we have seen and been proven to do thus far. And I know that Amber and Linda have covered a lot of bases as far as what we do. And you all know, based on things that we have said prior, that your students that you send to us show great gains in self-efficacy, confidence, collaboration, all sorts of skills, leadership, community, all those things that wouldn't be afforded otherwise unless they had this opportunity. So we're very entirely grateful for that. I had this experience a few days ago whenever we did have a site visit. They came in, it was incredible because they got there before Panorama, and Panorama got there, and every single kid went immediately to their spot and got to it. And it was just like that. There was no time wasted. They were so excited to be there. Even though it was before school, it was awesome to see that. On the next page, yeah. That's great. On the second page, you'll notice that I've included some key marks from a company named Indigo Project. And what they look at is personalized learning. And I know that in your vision going forward, that's something that you are very concerned with. And I just wanted to reiterate that the conservatory is something that offers that, and that it's something that we do every single day. So we talk about social, emotional, culture, skills, looking at learner profiles. You know, we take each kid, our biggest class has 8 students. And so we have flexible curriculum, we work with the students. Community engagement is something that I think that's what separates our program from other programs, is that we allow students and we almost tell them to go into the community and create their own experiences. We had one kid this afternoon who rapped in front of us, one of his own originals, with his original music and everything. That was my first gig. So doing it, you know, he's in high school. So it's discipline and character development. We check that box. Competency-based learning, you know, our mentors, as they listen to you, have such high expectations of these students, and the students so readily step up to that plate. And I think the mindset and the engagement from you and your school district makes this all happen. So I could talk on and on about the data, but I know that you know how successful this is. And if you do have any questions, do not hesitate to pass over any data that you think of. But I just wanted to give you those points. I am going to have Lewis or Thomas. Lewis, Thomas, and Caesar. Finish it off for you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I'm one of the mentors who teaches in the recording arts program for Panorama every morning. I wish I'd had a program like that when I was there. You know, the access to technology that they have by coming to us. Of course, I'm speaking to that because we use computers to make music. So it's really, you know, it's not just about creating music, but they're learning all sorts of other skills about technology. And then one of the biggest things is my classroom is a collaborative classroom. So I typically have 2 or 3 students at a time. We're all working on one project together, which, you know, as we all know, can be hard to get 13-year-olds all going in the same direction. The thing is that I really see them do is encourage one another and bring the best out of one another. And I don't know if that always happens in a teaching type environment, you know, because of the nature of making music and all kind of hanging out, sitting on the couch. There's a casualness to it that I think really they get excited about it. anecdote about them running in excited for school. And it's fun, but we also, we talk about physics because I teach recording. There's a lot of physics involved, understanding engineering. So it's not just making beats. Happy birthday, Thomas. I didn't really prepare anything, but
Hi, my name is Cesar Roscoe. I'm a freshman at Sierra High School. I used to go to conservatory in the morning with eighth grade. At first I didn't realize how big a deal it was until I really started getting into it. And I realized that it was really amazing because not only the guitar there and also the and now that I'm running it now, it will help me later in life. Like become a DJ. I can go into physics and learn more about music and basically things without regular school. I also recently got a scholarship for this cemetery.
Just to preface this letter,
Yes.
we have a very specific scholarship. It's called the DMC Dom Scholarship. And that is what Caesar was awarded to come into the after school program for the recording arts program. And what's very special about this scholarship is this student was one of our students when he passed away. And so his father created a scholarship fund for students to do recording arts after Dom. So
this is a letter from Cesar Velasco to Mr. Daniel Saunders. I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. This scholarship means so much for me. It'll help me focus and give me motivation for the things I love to do in my life. I'm so sorry for the loss of your son. Even though I did not know him, my prayers go out to Dom and your family. I can't thank you enough for this chance. I promise you that I will do my best every time I enter that door. In addition, I really appreciate everything you've done for me and taking time to read this, and I hope things get better for you and your family. It's a very, very sweet letter. Cesar, thank you. Big opportunity. We're so proud of you, and we look forward to hearing your work soon, someday. Right? What kind of music do you like to play? Wow. Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, we'll listen for you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Unfortunately, my face is near as beautiful as yours, but anyway. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for this amazing opportunity for me to speak to you. And I have to thank my wife, actually, when I met her. And she invited me over to the Music Conservatory. Like, we realized after only living here at that point, only 6 7 years. This was home for me because I'm a transplant from California, originally from Louisiana, where our family business was education. And my grandfather was the first African American teacher in our parish, West Virginia Parish. They named the high school after him. And my father was the principal. My mom taught there. My uncle taught there. And my brother and I were the first ones that, enough of this education, we're going to go out and do other things. I wanted to be a professional musician. And life would have it that I never forget what I'm teaching, and I'm back doing it. So before moving here to Colorado Springs, I ran a program in Long Beach, California. Was a program for underprivileged youth. You had to be the poorest of the poor to even qualify for the program. And through that, we taught them music production, video production. And I had an amazing week last week. Those of you who don't know me, I'm the music director for the music group, the Commodore.
I'm glad you said that. I was waiting to say that.
Oh, Tori was going to jump in.
Yeah, but the interesting thing, growing up, I knew I wanted to play with people, and then having an opportunity to do that, serve as their music director is a huge honor. But music has taken me all over the world. It's been my dream. It's been my life. So last week I had the opportunity. The Commodores were doing a concert in Palm Springs, California, with the Jackson. And as we have it, the Grammy Museum invited me to come speak to 180 students. And I happily accepted the honor. And I got a chance to tell them about what we're doing musically here in Colorado Springs and what we're doing, Linda and the conservatory are doing. And to give big props to the Harrison School District because they thought I was from Mars. Because no one can even fathom the concept that you mean to tell me they're sending students to the conservatory? Yes, we're pretty progressive thinking in Colorado Springs. Yes, I'm very proud of that. But another moment that made me extremely proud was the gentleman that runs that program for the Grammys, and he teaches music production, was one of my students in Long Beach that struggled at first. And we knew he had talent, and he was a knucklehead like a lot of people, but we never gave up. And now he runs that program. And obviously, I'm very, very proud of that. And I had another opportunity musically to sit with one of my music mentors when I was out in California. Two of them. One is actually Teddy Rowell, who was invited to go to Michael Jackson. Teddy was and my string mentor is a gentleman named Wright, who actually scored all the strings and horns for all the microphones, all the Justin Timberlake. And we talked about education and music and what it does for the mind of students, how it shapes you, how it makes you think. And the collaborative efforts that happens through that. So I've seen music from a very firsthand, as we all have in music teachers and professionals, what it can do. And I want to encourage you and also to thank you for the foresight and the vision that you have, but also to encourage you to continue that because the future of this is completely huge in the opportunities that you afford the students. So in closing, I recently got involved with, I thought I had seen everything in music. I've done everything that I ever thought I wanted to do. I have worked with all of my music idols. I'm very honored and blessed to have done that. But the data is in, and we see how music and science and medicine, how connected that is. I don't know if anyone has ever seen a commercial years ago, like the ROC just this high note and it shatters this crystal glass resonant frequency. So they are finding, and part of some of the studies and some of the work on that how music has the ability to shatter cells, disease cells, cancer cells, things like that. Those that have received it. So I know everybody loves music and all the things we do musically is important, but I'm encouraged to see the future, how musicians are going to accomplish healing disease, and that part excites me so much. And I know the students that teach at the conservatory, the scientists that are going to. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you.
Can you get to Ella there? She's in the green. Oh, there you go.
Everybody's in green.
Everybody, that's right. Everybody's in green today. That doesn't help me distinguish. You all, thank you so much for coming. I don't know if Linda's standing up. She's probably got some closing remarks because she's always got some extra remarks. If she, thank you so much for. It is. Well, we it's super early. It's very, and we appreciate just how early it is. You're so welcome, and thank you for coming tonight. And I just I just want to see if any of my colleagues has any questions or comments for your team.
Just a quick comment as the father of a participant in the conservatory, who's now a CSU grad and works for the Museum of Nature and Science. This is a kid that would never have imagined doing what she's doing, and now she leads groups at the museum and schools, travels across the state for the museum. I can't help but to think that there's a small part of that shell that was broken at that time. So a very personal story. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to thank you all just for allowing us to have this opportunity, because if it weren't for you and your team, Linda, Thompson, all the rest of you, our students wouldn't have this opportunity. And this is something that, like you said, it's unheard of pretty much for this to even happen for students. And so I'm very thankful because I love music. And I just think it's a blessing that you're here and that you're a partner with our district. And so we just hope that this continues for a long, long time. So, yeah, forever would be cool with me. Absolutely.
Me too.
Yes. Oh, good. That's perfect. I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Well, it's a mutual admiration society here tonight, but I'd like to say thank you to Dr. Spencer as well for your diligence and your partnership with the conservatory, because it really is, it takes the message that we as a board have and translates it into actual results. So we so appreciate that. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Good night. So moving on after that high note, moving on to public comment, we have nobody signed up for our public comment section. Or is there anybody who's come in after we took up our sign-in sheet? I don't see anybody. They're all familiar faces out there. So moving on to item number 6, matters reserved for board action. We have item 6.1, our district health plan recommendation. And we have Dana Thompson here somewhere. And as well, Sherry Shoup. Thank you guys for coming. You can stay up here at the podium or over there, wherever you're most comfortable. Ella's got it. There you go. Yeah, thanks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Gonzalez.
I think you can probably get it.
Spencer and
Can you get it into the? There you go. Yeah. Can we? There you go.
So this evening, Sherry is here. March 1st. So you gave us your informal photograph, and we always like to yes, we approved. Move ahead on Monday with I don't know that there's delegate you a formal resolution.
No, we have the presentation that you presented, the very thorough presentation. I appreciate that you gave to us at our last work session, and we did discuss it. Some board members had some questions, and I think we mostly got them all answered. And we gave you kind of an informal thumbs up to move forward with open enrollment, which sounds like you have. Does anybody have any additional questions since the work session presentation that have come up, or have you gotten any feedback or anything from anybody in the community? No, I think we're good. Okay. So if you guys don't have anything to add, I will entertain a motion on this item.
I move to approve the district insurance plan beginning July 1, 2016, as presented at the March 1st, 2016 Board of Education work session.
Do you hear a second? Motion by Mrs. Longmire, second by Mr. Siebert. Any other following questions? Sounds like everybody's pretty
Just
clear.
simply as a public statement, as a participant in the program, I just would like to lay it before any of the rest of the board if they would have an issue with converting, if I should recuse myself.
I don't have a concern.
That's it.
Good. Okay. So if that's all, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. Motion carries. It's approved. You're good to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't go far, Dana. Dana's going to stay up here. Dana may be up here for a little while. So moving on to item 6.2, fiscal year 2015-2016 supplemental budget. Ms. Dana Townsend, CFO.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As you may remember, we did not submit a revised budget to the January. For the state to come forward with a supplemental budget for K through 12. And we waited and we waited and we waited. About, I think, like the day before I finalized and sent my supplemental budget to the print shop or to the Office Depot for printing, they finally finalized the supplement. So this budget doesn't reflect it exactly, but it was my best guess at that point in time. And so what we'll do is we'll do what we normally do, and that is to mainly concentrate on the transfer letter, and we'll just get high points on changes that were made between the adopted budget and the supplemental budget. And I will try to keep it short. I just realized as I was sitting down that my watch is in battery.
Oh no. We'll start to glaze over and yeah, you'll be able to tell. We're ahead of where we're supposed to be on our agenda, so you're good.
All right, so we're presenting a supplemental, and we can do that because the state actually appropriated additional revenue over and above we actually received additional revenue over and above what was adopted and projected by the state last spring. So you can do that in the supplemental. Normally what you're supposed to do is any changes that you know of as of December 31st, you're supposed to include those in revision. And that revision is the change directive unless you get additional information after that. So it's not very often that we do a supplemental, but this is so if you start and you look at the transmittal letter, on the general fund, you'll start on the general fund first because that's the major fund. The actual fund balance, the audit is complete, and we know what our fund balance is. So I will make adjustments in the budget for each fund to reflect the actual ending fund balance for the previous year. For general fund, the actual ending fund balance increased a little over $300,000 above my projection. And the reason that happened was we actually had a technology purchase that did not get received by the due date closing of the year. So it actually did not get expended until the following year. So those funds were projected to be spent, did not happen. They ended up being transferred into this fiscal year, so that impacted my fund balance. And as we move through here, you'll see how I've incorporated that into the side of the budget. When it comes to the funded pupil count, that is based on, the changes are based on our COVID count of 2015. Our funded pupil count increased by 321.1. The increase is 221.1 above what I projected. I projected it would increase every day, and most of that was due to Atlas. Atlas is adding next year we'll add 12 million. So I projected 100. When you look at the 221.1, how does that split between charters and district? 158.6 of that is for charters, and 100. Actually, I'm looking at the 221, the full amount of that change. 158.6 of that is related to charter schools. 158.6 of that, so it's exactly split, is for so that's, and that actually ends up being an increase in state equalization for people funded, a little over 1.6 million. So the next bolded bullet point is the next change. We received approximately 136,000 more in additional state at-risk funding. We received an additional 188,000 into charter school capital construction. Next bullet point, we received approximately 204,000, almost 205,000 additional state capital spending. Transportation capital increased also, almost $67,000. And then I just want to point out that we had an increase in our assessed valuation, which right at 4.2%.
And that's, and pardon me to break in, those are new numbers. We haven't had an increase in our valuation in a number of years, right?
It has been.
Or it hasn't been? Okay, that's good. That's a good sign.
That is.
Yeah.
So those are all the revenue changes that I made into the budget. The net difference between the revenue changes and the fund balance change is an increase overall in revenue of just 50,000. And you're looking at what is the difference between the adopted and what is the difference with this budget. There's a very small net increase. And the reason being is that I moved the best grant contingency, because we approved that in the adopted budget. We set aside $1.86 million to fund the best grant remodel for Panorama as a contingency. We're starting that project, so I'm now moving that out of general fund contingency as a transfer to the tax reserve fund. So that offsets that increase in PPR that we just talked about. That's why the net difference that you'll see is just 59,000. Okay. Then we can move into the expenditure side. Again, expenditures overall did not change a whole lot. Expenditures increased by 59,000. So the budget basically, when you're looking at fund balance, things so revenues increased, and budget or expenditures increased. So there's no more change to fund balance on the general fund. And I tried to highlight in the chart that you see in the transmitted letter any of the items that changed from the revised version. Go through those if you've already had time to look at them. Questions?
Well, let me bring it back up here to the dais, Mr. Treasurer. I trust that you've had a chance to take a look at it, and I've taken a look at a few of them, and I think most of the questions that I have, you've answered. The one that I do have is the categorical funding. What is that based on? That state categorical fund? I'm not familiar with that. What is that based on? Just it's on the first page under general fund, middle of the under fund balance and reserve. There's two. The district will receive almost $205,000 additional state categorical.
The state, that's what the state Falls, their funding related to
First,
special programs.
Okay.
So ELL, SPED, transportation.
okay, so that's just the state's education, the amount of its budget that it had to spend on education went up, so it gave it out across categories. Is that what it
The
refers
per
to?
pupil went up. Yes.
Got it.
Yes, the per pupil went up. The state funding that they allocated for that program went up, and therefore
Okay.
our funding went up. We could
Got
have had an increase also in schools.
Yeah.
That would drive that.
It's hard to keep track of all the different kinds of.
And they add something new all the time
Mhm.
that we have to keep track of separately.
I don't have any other questions. Anybody else here on the dais have any other questions related to the supplemental budget for this year? Ladies down on the end, I know that budgets are super, super exciting, but they're very, very important. Very important. You take calculus, so I'm reminded by the superintendent that you take calculus. But accounting is different. I took calculus too, and I had a hard time with accounting. So no, I think we're good. Thank you so much, Dana, for the information and for all the work. I know it's a. So what is, you said that this went to print just before the state decided on some changes. What did they come up with, or are those?
The actual per pupil ended up being $5 more.
Oh. So
for us, it would have been an additional $50,000 to recognize it.
So will
we'll
you?
receive the money. We'll just be able to spend it.
Okay, so it's not something that we want to delay approving the supplemental pending revisions based on that, because it's a fairly small amount of money. Got it. Okay. That makes sense to me.
Okay, and I wanted to point out to you just a few changes on the other budgets, and we'll just again look at them later. So when you go to the back of the budget, this is where we get into the funds outside of the general. So there were changes on page A3, which is the capital reserve fund. And mostly that just reflects the change in moving the 1.8 million from the general fund into the capital reserve fund. So we have matching funds available for the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's already started on that project. We've already gotten the first billing. So we're going on that. Again, fund balance changes are reflected in this budget. So the fund balance may be higher or lower than I think if I don't change contingencies or expenditures, it flows down through. So on page 83, the projected ending fund balance, I believe increased by, I think I was originally projecting 0 ending fund balance, so now it's the other fund that I'd like to point out would be the health fund. And that's page 84. Fund balance on the health fund actually is less than what I thought. A little over $500,000 less. And that's because, as we spoke when we presented, our changes in the benefit premiums and the plan design changes, we've experienced a significant increase in claims and medical and considerably on the pharmacy side. So I had to adjust my appropriation for claims for medical and pharmacy, which reduced contingencies. And we did have a net impact on the ending fund balance by $1.2 million. So we still have a fairly healthy fund balance. And so we're hoping that the changes that we made will have a positive impact. Because if you remember, we absorbed the first $200,000 look at our fund balance and divide it by $200,000, and that tells you how many participants we can have before we don't have any variables. And then I would probably just have you move forward to page 9, which I think is a nutrition fund. So fund balance on the nutrition fund came in less than I projected by about $188,000. We ended the year at like $4,900. So it's considerably less. So I had to adjust the budget, and I adjusted expenditures in several line items to accommodate for that. And I'm projecting zero fund balance on the nutrition fund. So, and we probably will have to transfer some of the general fund transfer, 500,000. Right now, in regards to revenue versus expenditure, but there is an accounting standard that's going to require me to transfer some of that 500,000 to cover. So we probably and we'll have to carry that fund balance forward every year because it has to. We have to have a reserve that covers. Again, that's an accounting requirement. And then finally, I would just point out that on the building fund, page 11, we made changes so that all of the projects were all the projects that we had slated for this year are complete. So I changed the appropriation for those to actual, and we reallocated some of those funds. I think most of them came in under budget, so we had funds that we could reallocate. So I added a couple of projects. One is to replace a pool unit, I believe, on Chamberlain. It serves the non-community, which is the technology marketing and that. That's the weekly project service. The other is to make some changes to the sound system in this one. That's the $3,600. And then at the bottom there, technology upgrade projects. That one went down a little bit. They got the quotes, and the quotes came in considerably less than what we originally thought based on the application that we submitted. So we have to get to actual. I set aside about $50,000 for technology. They had requested some additional software systems that would help them manage our network and manage I think a lot of the wireless activity that's going on now because of the wireless project. So that would come out of $50,000. There will probably be some of that will be left over that won't be spent on these projects. We just didn't know how that was going to split out in regards to what type of expenditure. So we allocated $25,000 to recurring services and $25,000 to supervisors. So that leaves $112,000. It is appropriated, so we can determine projects that we'd like to spend that on, and spend that this year if we can find it.
I'm sure they're lining up with requests. Yes.
Well, yeah. Probably since I said that, I didn't know what they were always doing.
I'll be standing at your door in the morning.
Yeah, Mr. Spencer will be getting emails in regards to it. But again, we try to make sure that we spend that on other capital projects or technology infrastructure related projects, not operational projects. And that is the extent of the changes.
I know you said the fund balance remains the same, but can you just highlight for the board on page 2 the total fund balance and what that is, so they're aware
Page 2 of the general fund.
of the general fund?
Got it. Let me get there.
Okay.
There it is.
So on page 2, because there's a
Do
statutory.
you all have it? Hold on. Let's get there. So it's under the general fund budget, the second tab. It's on.
Page 3 is revenue.
Yep. So it's right after the transmittal. Yeah. She's on the iPad and it's not quite as budget friendly. So then you're gonna go past the first tab. It says general fund budget. Oh. Past the page. There. And then that's the pie charts. And so the first table of charts that you come to that. Yeah. Right there. Boom. Done. Got it.
13 is where it is. Like
there.
Yep.
So we cannot statutorily have a fund balance in excess of 15% of our expenditures. So we have to set aside what is identified here as statutory compliance activities, and that's 8.6 million. And we do that, and we appropriate that so that we're in compliance with the state statute that says that we can't have more than 15%. So if you add the 8.6 million to the 11.586 million, you'll get 1 million. That is the projected ending fund balance each year, ending fund balance for each year. And again, that did not change from the adopted budget. It is the same. More than likely, we will only spend 95 to 97% of our appropriation. So that number will probably increase by $1
billion.
million.
I wish. She had a little moment there, yeah.
$1 million or $1.5 million. More than likely. But I mean, that's typically historically what happens. But just to allow myself to be conservative, I don't really try to project that until we're to late April. But that's typically will more than likely be in excess.
Is that the information? To hear. Okay. The health of the district financially is good. Is what I'm hearing.
We still have a healthy fund balance. And I will present to you a 5-year financial forecast in May session. At that point, I will try to better project what our carryover fund balance will be. We should have a better handle on their spending. Whether it be at 95 or 97%. We'll try to use that for planning.
I did have a question. If that's all we needed to talk about on that topic, I did have a question about our beleaguered nutrition services fund. So I heard you say when you were talking about nutrition services, this is in the A9 at the back section. I heard you say that it was going to take a general fund transfer, and so what's going on in that fund? Is it just expenses coming in higher than anticipated, or?
No, as I said, there's a generally accepted accounting principle that says that we have to have a fund balance at the end of the year that is equivalent to the amount of inventory we have.
Oh.
Since this is it's no longer, it was a what we call a proprietary fund that was not it didn't apply as a proprietary fund. Now it's a special revenue fund, general fund is due to, I think it's gas. Change how we report our reservations and funds. So on our financial statements, there's a section in the fund balance area where we have to actually dedicate part of our fund balance to non-spendables. And non-spendables are like prepaid items. So in this fund, we've never had to do it before, but we will have to do it if it's going out. We'll have to make sure we have enough fund balance to do that. So, as I said, I've been monitoring revenues versus expenditures monthly to see if we're upside down by very much, because last year we were upside down for quite a bit, and it's a lot.
Okay.
I think we're within 25%.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay. That's what I wanted to hear about. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
I just have a question about where we are with our the grant for the nutrition services for lunch, for the free lunch. Where are we? What year are we in with that? Because we said that there were funds toward that before, and it was, I think, and it was for 4 years or something like that. I think I recall. Do you know what I'm saying?
We received a grant this year.
For the free, for free and for the. I think so. Yeah, I didn't know the name of it, but yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
There you go.
You guys should. Yeah. Make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
The
What?
program where everyone eats for free.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
What does
Okay,
CEP
that's what-
stand for?
See, I don't know.
Okay.
That's the EP community. Okay. All right. So we're straight. I know it's community eligibility program. That's what
And
I was
that's,
referring
is
to.
that a federal?
It's a federal
Okay.
grant that allows our students to eat
And
free
we're in
as long
this-
as we're at a certain percentage of free and reduced. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. All right.
And we're in this
Free. Okay. Okay.
and we're in the second year of a. Is it a term grant? Just
Oh, it's
we
not
just
a
gotta keep at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have a little bit of planning time.
Okay, that's exactly.
Good.
Good news.
It has had a huge impact on a lot of families, and we so appreciate that. I think it's for cranky mommy who doesn't have to pack a lunch in the morning. My kids are it's fantastic. So I do appreciate it. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Dana. That's very thorough. I appreciate it. So on this matter, there is quite an extensive motion. So I would entertain a motion for somebody who wants to read the long motion into the record.
I move to accept the 2015-2016 supplemental budgets as presented, and further that it be resolved by the Board of Education of School District 2, El Paso County, that the amount shown in the following schedules be appropriated to each fund as specified in the recommended supplemental budget, and to approve the capital reserve and land funds requested as presented for the ensuing fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2015 and ending June 30th, 2016.
Phew. I'll second it.
Moved so eloquently by Mr. Siebert and seconded by Ms. Longmire. Any other questions, comments?
No.
If not hearing any, I will ask for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. And then moving on to 6.3, our beginning fund balance item. Do you have? Still have to. Yep. No, she's not done yet. Oh, she's not going anywhere. Do you have any additional information on our fund balance conversation, or is that?
So each time we approve a budget, statutorily, if we're going to be spending any of our beginning fund balance, we have to adopt a resolution that we're doing that, and we have to recognize that it's not going to cause us any ongoing financial deficit or profit. So that's the basis behind the beginning fund balance.
Yesenia, I know this was a mystery to me when the first time we went through it. And so we're here to answer any questions you've got, if you've got any. Good. Okay. Any other questions? Comments? That being said, I would entertain a motion as listed in the agenda.
Gotta read again.
Why not?
Mr. Treasurer.
I move to accept the expenditure of beginning fund balances as presented for the purpose presented, and further that these expenditures are one-time expenditures and such will not cause an ongoing deficit for the district.
Good job. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Moved by Mr. Siebert, seconded by Mrs. Torres.
Longmire.
Mrs. Longmire, sorry. Somebody down there. Any other comments?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Dana, you're done. Thank you so much. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Dana.
it. Look at us. We're just look right on time. Look, it says 7:25 on the agenda. It's crazy. Item number 7, monitoring board performance. You have in your packet our annual work plan, and we've had a couple of comments on that in our pre-meeting that we will communicate to Ella to keep it maintained for us. The thing that I would like to call everyone's attention to is that we're already thinking about summer. We're already thinking about our back-to-school activities. The board will be helping a community group that is putting together a back-to-school Summerfest on August 6th. And we're so looking forward to partnering with the YMCA and all of our other community partners to put that on. Mrs. Longmire is really kind of taking the helm on that. So I don't know if you have anything that you want to add.
Just to let you know what the event is, it's an event that brings the community together to find out what services are actually available in our community. Many of them were there last year. Dr. Spencer helped our district sponsor the event. Dr. Griffin was kind enough to allow us space in the building and outside of the building to and staff and everybody else to help us put the event on. So we had several booths out there. Communications was there. Miss Christine was there with us, and they had information booths, and we had entertainment. We had free food, which is always the operative word. It's free, and it was good food, by the way. We had free medical services. Vaccinations were being given for free. So we just had a wonderful time that Saturday. It was I think we started a little earlier last year. This year it'll be 11 to 4 on August 6th. So please join us. We'd love to see your face out there, at least for 30 minutes, an hour, or something like that. If you can't stay the whole day, we understand. But please come and join us and just kind of see what's going on in the community. Meet some of your neighbors that you didn't even know you have, maybe. It's always a good opportunity to just come out and network with people and just find out what's going on. We have a lot of great things going on this side of town, and we use this as an opportunity to promote the positives on the southeast end of Colorado Springs. So that is what we're doing on August 6th, 11 to 4. Please join us again.
And I have an official request that in light of our conversation with Soaring Eagles, maybe we can get Woody to kiss a pig.
Maybe not. He's already been there, done that.
See if he's paying attention.
You've been there, done that one, huh? Yeah, they got him at Sierra already.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for putting that together. We're looking forward to it. Are there any other comments on the work plan? Okay. So moving on to legislative updates. So as of right now, so this is the place in the General Assembly that you're sort of playing. We're just trying not to let anything bad happen. We've had 55 House bills and 18 Senate bills introduced. 4 on the House side have passed, 1 on the Senate side. 5 of them on the House side are already dead, and 8 on the Senate side. So the lesson is, if you want to get something passed, you should probably statistically introduce it in the House. I have a few items that might be of interest to some of you here who are present. We have House Bill 1013, which is called the School District Crime Insurance in lieu of bonds. That's its subtitle. Allows school districts to buy crime insurance rather than surety bonds to cover employees and board members who handle district funds. I don't know if that's really of interest or whether it even really applies to us, but I thought maybe Steve might be interested in that. It has been sent to the governor and will most likely be signed. Another one, this is really just sort of a funny thing that I came across. House Bill 1042. It's the liquor license exemption for higher ed. Exempts colleges and universities that produce beer in vocational programs from state liquor licensing requirements. You can go to college to learn to brew beer. And now you can actually do it at colleges. It doesn't apply to us, but I thought it was yeah, that's just we do have a bill relating to school discipline reporting requirements that was heard in Senate Education today. I'm not really familiar with it. It makes changes to the state law regarding reporting of school discipline incidents. So that may be something that ends up reflecting on the reporting that we do relating to discipline. So it is House Bill 1098. Again, it was in Senate Education either yesterday or today. I believe it's today. And it is not assigned to a Senate committee yet, so it hasn't even gotten out of the House yet. But I don't know the specifics or whether it's going to significantly increase some of that reporting or if it's kind of neutral for us. Then we do have a few of them that we were keeping an eye on relating to teacher performance that I was concerned might impact us, and that is actually one of the ones that has died, so that's good. And that's about it. Does anybody have any? Oh, unfortunately, there was also a Senate Bill 23 relating to funding for full-day kindergarten that has been postponed indefinitely. In other words, it's croaked. So that was something that I was hopeful might get some traction. So we have about 2 months left in the session, and let's hope that they manage to not do any more damage. The big question of the hospital provider fee bill, I have not seen that filed yet. Dana, have you seen anything on the hospital provider fee item? They keep threatening to file something, and that is the bill that would keep the Tabor refunds that Colorado residents are going to be due by reclassifying some enterprise funds. And where those funds will get distributed in the budget is not entirely sure, but hopefully some of them would go to K-12, although I hear roads and higher education tends to have kind of more of a priority, which drives me crazy every time I hear people talking about it. So. But that's about it. Any other questions or comments? So moving on to item number 8, our superintendent consent agenda. We have 8 items, 8.1, the personnel report, and 8.2, our financial statement. Have you all had an opportunity to review those two?
Yes.
Any questions or comments? In that case, I will entertain a motion on the superintendent consent agenda.
I move to approve the superintendent consent agenda stated.
Do I hear a second?
I second it.
A motion by Mr. Schubert at Mrs. Longmire's request, and seconded by Mrs. Longmire. Any other questions?
No.
Nope. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries. Moving on to the board consent agenda, and per our motion earlier in the meeting, our board consent agenda does not include item 9.3. That is going to be tabled and brought back up at our April meeting. So our board consent agenda contains item 9.1 minutes, 9.2 OE monitoring reports, and again, they're monitoring reports that we discussed at length at our work session meeting earlier this month. And that's it. Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the board consent agenda?
I move to approve the amended board consent agenda.
Thank you.
Second it.
Moved by Mr. Siebert and seconded by Mrs. Longmire. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carries. There being no additional items for us to consider tonight, we are adjourned early. Did I miss them? Oh, good. Thank you all. Appreciate it.